Hey guys, Sam Stein, managing editor at the Bulwark, joined by Tim Miller and Will Sommer to talk about, I don't even know, honestly, how to describe it. How would you describe it, Tim?
A reality show catfight among MAGA influencers. And
Yes.
I'm begging, I've been already on Twitter, I've been begging Matt Gaetz to host an OAN show.
Jerry Springer?
Jerry Springer's probably right, but I kind of want him to be the Andy Cohen. Where he brings them all together. All these women are out for blood. I mean, they are.
I've never seen anything like it.
The way in which they're all MAGA. This is all MAGA on MAGA crime. They're all influencers, and boy,
okay,
they don't seem to like each other.
So I admit that I don't really know these people at all, but Will does.
Where are you? Where have you been?
Yeah,
okay, you don't know Morgan Ariel. Morgan Ariel is one of the most prominent TPUSA girls turned anti-Semite. Like far rightist.
Okay. Will, why don't you give us just before we get into the TikTok here, because it's juicy as shit. Will, who are these people? Like, how significant are they?
Yeah, so this is sort of a feud between people who are sort of far right influencers. I would say for the most part, like too racist or anti-Semitic to get an invite to TPUSA anymore, for Turning Point USA. But like, it's that kind of world. Like they're like they wouldn't get on Fox News probably, but they still have pretty big followings. I mean, like everyone we're talking about here has probably at least 100,000, 90,000 followers on X. Some go up to, I think, 1 million. And so they're pretty big deals. I mean, it was last night. This has been kind of brewing for a few days. And then I was keeping an eye on it. And then suddenly someone was like, well, you got fingered in the lobby. And I thought, all right, this needs to be shared with a broader audience.
First of all, I like how Will's so anthropological about it. He's so academic the way he discusses it. Like, we're talking about dildos, fingering in the lobby, and Will's just got his button-up shirt and talking about this shit.
The other thing I liked about Will is he was demure enough to initially post a screenshot that redacted the names of these young women, because he didn't want to do that. It was his initial post. And I literally my phone starts lighting up with friends like, tell Summer to post the full tweet. Like, I need to see who fingered who in the lobby. Yeah. I have to know. So anyway,
I will say this lobby incident has been kind of the talk of the town for several years, and they're far right. So I'm excited to get into that.
Okay, when we get to that in the sequence of the tweets, we're going to let you just sort of cook a little bit. So we tried to map this out. It was really hard because there's multiple directions it takes. A couple of accusations of dildos and HPV and sleeping with black men as if that were a crime. The origin appears to be Sarah Stock, who, Will, correct me if I'm wrong, she's like a newcomer on the scene.
Yeah, she's relatively new. She's people may know her from the Sam Cedar Jubilee video, one of these like Sam's liberal versus 20 conservatives. But she's the one who's like, America is a white ethno state. And people are like, whoa. And so she's used that to really increase her profile from there.
All right. So Sarah Stock posts a photo. It's a fairly standard engagement photo. It's her with her hand and then rings on it. And there's like a flower of fields. It all looks pretty nice. But apparently the ring wasn't big enough. And so that sets off Pearl Davis.
Yeah.
Who is who?
Pearl Davis, just briefly, is sort of like almost like a female Andrew Tate character. She's very like, women need to be submissive to men, and she does these kind of crazy takes that just...
Okay, for a second there, when you said she's a female Andrew Tate character, I thought she was sex trafficking men. And I was like, okay, I'm kind of interested in Pearl
reverse
Davis.
Tate. We call it a reverse Tate.
Got it.
Yeah.
She has Andrew Tate-like views.
Yes. So yeah, she has very, I guess, anti-feminist views, and that's how she built her platform. But I should say, like, Pearl really hates other women. And it's a big deal with her because she has very trad views, but she is herself not married or, as far as I know, in a relationship. So whenever these more trad women get married, she like kind of gets mad about it.
Okay, just really quick, I want to throw out there, just as a quick aside, it is not safe as a MAGA influencer to post engagement photos. That's just something we've learned the last 2 weeks. We also had Robbie Suave of Reason, who posted his gay engagement photo. And that yielded some of the nastiest shit I've ever seen in the responses before this video. So just we now have 2 data points If you're a MAGA influencer and you get engaged, keep it to yourself.
That's a pretty good. That's a pretty good public service announcement material right there. All right, so Pearl Davis says Sarah's just posting the engagement photo to promote her brand, and then it really takes a fucking turn.
Which is a relatively gentle rib, I would say.
Yeah, but it's not necessary, but it's fine. It's not beyond the bounds. Then it really fucking takes a turn because Sarah shoots back that Pearl is, quote, ran through by black guys. What the fuck? Like, why the fuck? What? Why? I don't. Just totally taking it to a level that was not necessary.
Yeah, well, these women really hate Pearl, I should say, because she's constantly like undermining other right-wing women. Yeah.
She's like the Omarosa of this
it's just like
reality thing.
Clearly, like she was ready to go off on Pearl.
Okay. Now, then comes from the top rope, Emily Saves America. Mm-hmm. Who the fuck is that? I should know, probably.
Emily Saves America is sort of just like, what you might, I wouldn't call them this, but like a right-wing e-girl, right? I mean, she kind of like floats between, I think, these right-wing outlets. And I think she was at The Blaze until recently. And, she just does videos about, how great Trump is.
She makes fun of the ring size. Then Ian Smith.
Yeah, this guy is famous.
That guy?
This guy is famous because he refused to close a gym in New Jersey during COVID, and he became famous for that. But he's like basically like a Nazi. I mean, he's like really right wing.
So he comes out. He calls her an unwed, childless Fox News girl boss who complains when women make sourdough. Now hates on ring size of a happily engaged young woman. Congrats, bozo, you're a feminist. And Emily Saves America does not take this one lightly. All right, this is when it gets really juicy. Bulwark Takes is sponsored by Sol. I got to tell you, my days of drinking my calories are behind me. Having some drinks can be fun, but I'm glad I found an alternative that lets me feel great, both in the moment and the next morning. Out of office gummies from Sol. Sol is a wellness brand that believes feeling good should be fun and easy. Sol specializes in delicious hemp-derived THC and CBD products designed to boost your mood and help you unwind. Their best-selling out-of-office gummies were designed to provide mild, relaxing buzz, boost your mood, and enhance creativity and relaxation. I've been taking a low dosage of these before bed, and you know what? I wake up the next day ready to tackle my day with a vengeance. And my parenting skills, I gotta be honest, they've gone through the roof. The out-of-office gummies come in 4 different strengths, so you can find the perfect dose for your vibes. You can choose from a gentle microdose, a perfect buzz, a noticeable high, or the fully lit experience, which we call the Tim Miller Special. With wellness at the forefront, you can feel good about what you're putting in your body. All of Sol's products are made from organically farmed, USA-grown hemp and are vegan, gluten-free, and low in sugar. And if you like their out-of-office gummies, you've got to try their new out-of-office beverage, a refreshing, alcohol-free alternative perfect for the summer sipping. So bring on the good vibes and treat yourself to Sol today. Right now, Sol is offering our audience 30% off your entire order. Go to getsol.com and use the code BulwarkTakes. That's getsol.com. Promo code BulwarkTakes for 30% off. Emily Says America writes back, between allegedly, in quotations, cheating on your wife, being caught with a dildo up your ass, killing a teenager, I don't know why she blacked out the I in that, killing a teenager with your first of 2 DUIs, you really should sit this one out.
How do these people know so much about each other? I think is another thing that is interesting to me. But what is the dildo up your ass story? Do you know the backstory to that, Will? I was wondering.
I have to be honest. I'm not familiar with the dildo situation. This is the first I was hearing of it. I do know he does have a history of DUIs, and I guess this fatal car crash, I think, had come up in the past. But this is a guy who, again, like Pearl, is a very contentious figure on the right, and so people really have the receipts on him.
Okay.
Could you get back to us with more on the dildo situation? Because I don't.
The next false flag needs to be about the dildo, please.
Yeah, and I don't want to impugn this guy, nothing. I guess it's not impugning to get a dildo up your ass. That's totally appropriate if that's what you're into. But we don't want any false information out there.
No, and we're going through this incredible dildo epidemic at WNBA games. They're throwing dildos all over the floor. We're really in a golden age of dildos.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is not the insult that Emily thinks it is. Now a separate fight starts breaking out on the side. Morgan Ariel. Will, let's dive in. Who's Morgan?
Yeah, Morgan Ariel was sort of a Turning Point USA figure until she got really anti-Semitic, and so kind of got the boot from that.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's kind of like a tier 2 Candace, maybe tier 3.
Yeah,
she's kind of like a homeless man's Candace Owens kind of.
Yeah, exactly. She's not like the great value Candace. I mean, she's a couple tiers below that.
I want to get back to Morgan because I'll let you know, during the course of this, I began to feel sympathetic towards Morgan. And then I found the most blatantly anti-Semitic tweet from her that was issued just like hours before this whole thing went down. I was like, oh, wait, no, not my side of the fight. Anyways, she comes in and she says to Emily, you gave it up for free, ho, might want to sit this one out. And Emily, who just knows one speed, responds with a bazooka. Morgan, your baby daddy abandoned you. You're raising a bastard child, but yet somehow, some way, you think you're better than me or anyone on this app. You gave it up for free, got left in the dust, and now post rage bait on X to supplement in the inadequacy of your monthly child support payments.
Got it. Is Morgan's baby daddy also an influencer? Is that right, or do I have that mixed up? Well, or do we not know?
I don't think we know that. At some point, I believe Pearl also says, like, Morgan, you have HPV, because Morgan posted a YouTube about her HPV once. I mean, it's like stuff that, if it was in high school, be like, holy smokes, like these are really going for it.
Right. And it just goes from there. I want to, because then Morgan.
We shouldn't be stigmatizing HPV either, I should say. It's easily dealt with. Okay. So that's just, just something I wanted to throw out there.
I like that you're defending all this stuff. Yeah. The real voice of reason here. Okay. And then comes the real, coup de grace. I mean, this one was truly from the depths of anger and humiliation.
So Morgan, just to contextualize, because now we're getting a lot of names. This is the anti-Israel anti-Semite who is a single mother who has HPV. Came in late.
Not the dude with the dildo in his ass.
She came in late to the debate, and now she's going after not the original person that posted the engagement photo, but the person that made fun of the person who posted the engagement photo.
Yeah, we have multiple
players here.
Yes, of course. We have the ass dildo guy, the HPV girl. We have Emily Saves America. We have Pearl, who somehow threw the first lob and then got out. Yeah. And then we have Sarah Stock, who accused Pearl, I believe, of having sex with black dudes as if that's a crime, and then just was kind of quiet for a little bit. But here's Morgan responding to Emily Saves America in what is the perfect tweet of the night. None of this is true, Emily, but unlike you, I don't lie. So here are some facts, guys. Buckle in here.
Facts.
You got fingered in the middle of the hotel lobby at a TPUSA event while everybody watched. And there were families around. Can't do this. I don't know.
Any slam that starts with "you got fingered" is going to be a winner. I have to say, just as a figure skating judging, not discussing the morality of it.
It's like landing the triple axel on the first jump. It's
a strong opener.
You brag about having sex with married MAGA dads and doing drugs. You have been completely. You've been completely ran through. They keep saying ran through. You've been completely ran through by both single and married men in the right wing. You call young virgins losers, encourage them to have premarital sex, and you're pro-abortion. You're a disgusting feminist whore with a Jezebel spirit who uses filters in all her videos. Ouch, Morgan.
Deep cut.
And lives in rebellion to God while grifting off the conservative movement, and simultaneously trashes women who desire to live God-honoring lifestyles because their engagement rings didn't cost enough or their lifestyle isn't flashy enough. But yeah, I'm the one who needs money, you gold-digging hoe. So yes, I am better than you.
Wow.
Well, there's a lot of lore about this fingering, and I just wondered if you could add any color to it.
Yeah,
this is where Will's expertise comes in.
Yeah, so I've actually been in Twitter spaces where right-wing influencers have talked about the fingering incident, the hookup incident, whatever. Basically, Current Revolt, which is a right-wing blog out of Texas, which actually does some decent reporting. They reported a few years ago, basically this came to a head when Christian Walker, who people may remember as the son of Herschel Walker, he accused Elijah Schaffer, who is a right-wing guy who worked at The Blaze and left that under allegations of sexual assault to his coworkers.
We should throw out there really quick that Elijah Schaffer has now spun off his own kind of white nationalist right-wing media outlet.
That's right.
Yeah, and that's I see a lot in my feed. So, some prominence in the white nationalist, area.
Yes, and that comes up because so basically Christian Walker and Current Revolt said that Emily here had hooked up with Elijah Schaefer in the lobby, and I'm assuming, given it's a TPUSA lobby, I'm assuming it's the same thing that's being referred to.
Oh my God! So Elijah Schaefer is the fingerer.
That's the allegation. And there's also a twist
according to Christian Walker. According to Christian Walker.
And I would also say that just to show you how incestuous all this is, Elijah Schaefer is now Sarah Stock's boss at his new media venture. So it's the
original person that posted the engagement photo. So just to circle this up for people who are trying to follow, the fingerer. Okay, who fingered the lady that went after Sarah Stock for her engagement photo is also the boss of the engagement photo poster. Got it. Okay, that's interesting. That's an interesting wrinkle.
So as this is going down, and Morgan and Ariel's going after Emily Saves USA, and Pearl, who started a lot of this, decides that she's going to go after Morgan. So, sorry, I'm catching my breath here. She says, Morgan, you're a single mother with a public video admitting you have HPV. You may want to sit this one out. Oh, man. And then we just keep going from there. Emily goes after Morgan for raising a bastard child. Morgan then goes after Emily for that. We got the fingering.
Yeah,
okay. So that brings us to me. I went through this whole thing just sort of kind of like, I feel bad for Morgan because she's really like just, it just seemed rough on her. And I felt like that was wrong. And like, there were a bunch of racist shit and stuff like that. And then I just kind of like decided to check out who Morgan was a little bit. And I just scrolled through the Twitter feed, like literally like half a page, like not even that. And I stumbled upon this tweet that she had issued earlier in the day, like 7:27 p.m. So we're talking about hours before this whole thing went down, where she writes, TPUSA kicked me out of their organization and blacklisted me because I exposed Israel and the Talmud right after October 7th. Charlie Kirk is owned by his Jewish donors and his loyalty doesn't lie with Christians. Christ is king. And I thought to myself, geez, that's fucking anti-Semitic. And I don't know if I can take sides with this person anybody
You're no longer Team Morgan.
I don't think there is a side taking in this situation.
No, I've discovered that.
I don't think that there's anybody that is a white hat. I think that it's sort of a...
Who comes out looking well here? No one?
I guess Sarah Stock. She's engaged.
Sarah Stock. But she was throwing out accusations about, you sleep with black people. And it's like, what the fuck?
Oh, is that her?
Yeah, and she's got the tiny diamond and all that.
She went and responded to Pearl by saying, once you stop getting ran through by black guys, it could happen to you too.
Rude.
Yeah, these people are not great. Last question for Will. What the fuck happens at TPUSA gatherings? Like, what is going on there? It's just a fuck fest? What is like the deal?
They sound fun if you're into it. I mean, this kind of thing, I should say, like allegations of like who misbehaved at TPUSA. This is a very common trope on the right about like, we all know what you were up to at the bar, this kind of stuff. I mean, I think someone made the reference there like, hey, I'm just surprised to hear heterosexual sex was happening at TPUSA events. So this is a frequent topic.
All right.
Man, Tim, any final thoughts?
Well, I have a podcast on some real topics I've got to get to.
Okay, fair enough.
Some
this
news,
isn't real.
Things that are happening in the world. But I appreciate you guys adding me at the last second because anytime there's accusations of dildos and fingering, I feel like I would be really unfortunate if I could.
It's actually in the Bulwark bylaws that we have to include Tim on any dildo conversations. So we are obligated to do it. All right, Will, Tim, thanks a bunch. For people who endured this and actually watched to the end of this, thank you.
And subscribe to the feed. Tell your friends.
Subscribe to the feed where you can get all the dildo talk you want. All right, guys, take care.
Thank you.